Katie Brower, and I think most of the class knows, but I'm from New Hartford, Iowa, which is about 4.5 hours away from Sioux Falls. I'm 24, and I graduated from Wartburg College in Waverly, Iowa, and there I got my degree in business administration and with a finance concentration and a minor in leadership. So I've been interested in leadership for a while, and I think it's a great topic to study, so that's one of the reasons why I wanted to take this class. Um, my current understanding of servant leadership is that the leader puts the followers' needs, wants, achievements, and everything in front of their own needs, wants, and any other goals. So they really put the followers first, and then I picture them working alongside of the followers. The servant leader, I think, needs to learn how to be a servant first before they can be a leader. And I think that's part of the development of a servant leader is learning both and how they work hand in hand, and um, not just how you can be a great leader, but also a great servant. And looking back to our class that I took recently, and some of my other classmates did too, was the leadership ethics class. And during that class, we had to make a leadership profile, and the leadership trait or style that I thought fit better with me and was most interesting and relatable was servant leadership. So I really kind of dove into that, and um, I guess things that came to mind when I think of servant leadership are a couple of things we learned in that class. One's just like a picture that always comes to my mind, and I don't know if most of you know this, but I'll describe it. I would show you, but I'm not good enough at the whole video thing. But so it's a picture of a boss who's sitting on top of a heavy object, and he's directing his followers to move this heavy object in one direction. And then there's also a picture, and it shows a leader who is in front. He's down there with his followers moving this heavy object all together, working together. So I feel like to me, that's what I picture when I think of servant leadership. And then something we talked about in the class, we didn't read the book, but we talked about the story of Journey to the East, where the league goes on a pilgrimage to the East to find the ultimate truth. And while they're on this pilgrimage, everything's going fine until one of their group members, who's just a servant, and they don't really think he's too important or vital to the group, he goes missing, and then the group kind of gets in arguments, and bad things start to happen. So the group fails, and they don't learn until after the pilgrimage and after they failed that that person was actually the president of the league. And so he was a leader, but he was in a servant type role. And so I think that it shows the impact that servant leaders can have a large impact, and servants can have a large impact without sometimes people don't realize that. There maybe servant leaders aren't maybe the most, from the outside, may not seem like leaders or may not be the most visible, but they're actually making a big impact on a group. Then I think that the questions that I have for this class are one is how you can apply servant leadership within a business or within an organization. Sometimes I know it can be conflicting if you're in a position where you can lead in an organization, the things that they want you to do, but also instilling your own values, your own style of leadership. And then also, what are leadership styles fit well with servant leadership? Do any others work well? Or other leadership traits, what goes into servant leadership, and can other styles work side by side with servant leadership? I also want to know more about how servant leaders can kind of develop those traits, how I can become a better servant leader, any type of strategies to use with developing servant leadership, and then also how servant leadership connects to the Bible and Jesus, and finding more connections with what I know about the Bible and applying that to servant leadership. I'm excited and looking forward to the class. Thank you.